Hello again. Pat Martins for Man on a Mission from Faith Lutheran Church in Jefferson City, Missouri. Last week we started to take a look at dangerous prayers per Greg Groeschel in his book by that same name, Dangerous Prayers. The first dangerous prayer was, "Search me, God." Have you been praying on that this past week? Asking God to search you? I hope so. And if so, what has God revealed to you? This week we're going to take a look at a second prayer, and you better take a big gulp because this one may be even more intense. Lord, break me. Referencing back briefly to Richard Stearns' book, The Hole in Our Gospel, the author identifies one prayer that we all should pray. Let my heart be broken by the things that break the heart of God. That's a hard one to grasp. If God's heart is broken, ours surely should break for those same things, shouldn't it? Often, though, I wonder if we are unfazed or somewhat ambivalent to those things that are breaking God's heart. And there has to be a lot of them out there in this day and age. Here, though, Groeschel is talking about a different type of breaking, I think. Breaking us down completely. You've heard the term, no doubt, to break a horse. Now, I don't know anything about the process, but I imagine breaking a horse can be a very intense and complicated thing to do. I'm sure it takes a certain degree of training and persistence to bring the horse to the point that it is broken. The thing is, once it is broken, it is now safe to ride. It will be easier now to saddle and mount up the horse and get on it and ride it. The horse will heed the rider's instructions, and the rider will have trust in the horse. In a way, God needs to do that with us. He has to get us to the point where now it is easier for Him to use us out in the mission field and for us to be able to respond to His instructions for us. Here's the thing, though. Do we want to be broken? I don't know that I do. That is a tough prayer to pray. It's downright scary in my mind. It requires us to be totally trusting of God and letting Him have His way with us to a point where He is stripping us down to nothing. No holds barred. Driven to the depths of despair. To a point that we have nothing left but to put our trust completely in Him. Then He can use us. You're most likely to experience God when you need Him desperately, in your darkest moments. This reminds me of that popular poem about footprints in the sand, where the dreamer noticed 2 sets of footprints in the sand when life was good, but only 1 set of footprints in the sand when times were tough. Thinking they were only his, he asked God why He was not with him in those challenging times, only to find out it was God truly carrying him in the times of despair. Those challenges in life help us to mature and draw us closer to God when we put our trust in Him. Psalm 46:1 says, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." Do you see how it makes sense that God needs to break us first? He just can't use us for His purpose unless we are totally and completely trusting of Him to be the Lord of our life. A.W. Tozer, a Christian pastor from many years back, said, "It is doubtful whether God can bless a man greatly until He has hurt him deeply." This prayer here for God to break us really is a tough one when you think about just what it means. You really need to pray hard on this one and be all in if you really, really mean it. It's not for the faint of heart. So I would ask you to reflect heavily on this one during the week before you even try and pray it. And then when you get the courage, when you're truly ready to surrender to God, take a big gulp and go for it. Pray it, but only when you truly mean it. And until next time, be a man or woman on a mission.